Hi everyone, this is Moonshine's Curiosity. Nice to see you. This is the vlog. I went to see the nurse practitioner and she was kind of weird. She basically said that she doesn't think I'm schizoaffective because I seem more emotional, I guess. But then she said, like, you probably have bipolar psychosis. And I'm like, well, I don't care what the label is. I just want it so doctors know what I have. And she's like, well, you know what? You should research it and tell me what you think you have. And I'm like, but you're the specialist? And then she saw my snail tattoo, because I have a tattoo of a snail with a castle on its back. And let's see if I can show you. Maybe. Snail. The castle on its back. So anyways, she commented on it and I'm like, okay. And then I kind of called, she went on a story about like her nephew finding a huge slug. And then I said, well, you know, if they're pests and my boyfriend's an exterminator, you know, so they're kind of like bugs. And then she got in a fight with me and she's like, no, they're not. And I'm like, well, what are they? And I couldn't think of what it was, but I know now it's a mollusk, but I think it is. And she's like, they're not that. And I'm like, well, what are they? And she's like, I don't know, but they're not bugs. And I'm like, okay. So that was kind of weird. I'm just like, why are we discussing this? And then she asked me all my history, which was normal. She kind of looked at me weird when I told her about my hallucinations. She was kind of like, I don't know, judging me, I guess. But then they all kind of have to judge you to know what you have and what you're going through. And then she wanted to mess with my mood stabilizer, even though it's working. But the antipsychotic, she was like, I think you're fine. And I'm like, and the symptoms I found with bipolar psychosis and schizoaffective is schizoaffective means that you have psychosis, even if you're not having moods that cause psychosis. Like if you're feeling normal, like normal for you, and you have psychosis, then it's schizoaffective. But if you only have psychosis with your moods, where you're depressed or manic, then it means you have bipolar psychosis. That's what I read online for the articles. And for me, I hallucinate no matter what and have delusions no matter what. Like it doesn't matter if I'm on a mood stabilizer or not, I'll still have them. And on a mood stabilizer, it stabilizes me to normal, so, and I still hallucinate. So I think it's still schizoaffective, but, and I've had other doctors tell me it's schizoaffective, so I'm very confused on what to think. I'm feeling very jittery today and really nervous. The tattoo went well. It's on my hip. It was very painful, but that's how tattoos are. It's a Venus flytrap, and at the bottom it says "Bite Me," and it looks pretty rad. I'll see if I can post a picture of it in this video, maybe at the end of the video. We'll see if that works out. I don't know. I'm not very good at this video editing software. But, yeah, no, it was an interesting day yesterday. And I was at the tattoo shop for like 6-7 hours just tattooing. It took forever. But he did a lot of blending with the greens on the Venus flytrap. So I think that's what took so long, because he had dark green, light green, and yellow. And like a greenish yellow. And so that took a long time. But it was worth it. After I got home, which was around 2 in the morning, because the tattoo shop is kind of its own hours, I was in pain for 4 hours straight. I took a painkiller, it didn't help. I couldn't sleep because it hurt so much. It was so weird because I've never had a tattoo hurt that much when I got home. Usually it's the next day when it hurts really bad, but it hurt really bad. And then finally I was able to fall back to sleep. And then once I went to sleep and woke up this morning, well, this afternoon, it stopped hurting as much. So kind of bizarre. I have Saniderm on it now, so it kind of looks like crap. And Saniderm's like a clear bandage that your skin can breathe through, and it keeps all the moisture inside of it, so it supposedly heals quicker. It heals in a week instead of like 2 or 3 weeks. So that's kind of cool, but it looks horrible when it's like that because it's all goopy in there, and there's plasma and ink that's in there that's kind of just gross. So I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to show you a picture of my tattoo if I can at the end of this video. Anyhow, I think that's about it about yesterday. I'm not sure how I feel about my nurse practitioner. She seems kind of different. And I don't know if I should see her or not, or if I should try for another psychiatrist or nurse practitioner. She did say she was going to refill my medication, which is nice, but I'm still kind of confused about it. But that's it for this video, and hopefully this next cutscene will be my tattoo photo. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye! Oh, I forgot to mention, this is kind of after the video, but I forgot to mention my tattoo artist was very interested with my mental illness, and he asked me about like what it's like to hallucinate, what it's like to have delusions, and I told him, and he said, what'd be cool is if you got one of your hallucinations tattooed on you. And I said, oh, that is kind of cool. So I was thinking of doing the kind of creepy tattoo, or the creepy hallucination I get, maybe tattoo her someday. I don't know when, but someday. But yeah, no, she's very creepy. She looks kind of like the lady from Mama, the movie, and she wears like a corset dress from like the 1900s. It's all tattered. She wears a veil over her face, and she's very creepy, and she summons the shadow people. But I thought that was kind of cool to make a tattoo about it. That'd be kind of cool to put somewhere on me, and because it's kind of a part of who I am, This illness, even though it's not me, it's still a part of who I am. It's something I'll have forever, and, it may get better with medication, but it's still there. I'll still get episodes occasionally, even with medication. So I thought I would add that in because I thought that was kind of cool. It was nice to have someone kind of be interested in it and not judge me for it. So that was cool. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.